welcome into WTOL 11 News on WTOL 11 Plus. I'm Tatiana Cash. Thanks so much for joining us here on 9. Now, it was a nice day. Honestly, I'm not complaining. What about the rest of this weekend? Let's ask meteorologist John Birchfield. John, still nice?
Well, it's going to be similar tomorrow in that we'll see that lake breeze, and that can cause a little bit of clouds and fog in the morning with increasing sunshine, gradually making a comeback into the afternoon hours. Clear visibility right now, no fog, at least for your Saturday evening, but those winds are prevailing off the lake and bay, and that has made for a bit of a bleak day, at least closer to the lake shore. Out to the west of Toledo, the winds aren't as strong from Hillsdale and Williams down towards Defiance counties, and due to that east breeze, could see some low clouds, at least for the first half of the day, but I do expect some sunshine to gradually make a comeback into your Sunday afternoon. I have the rest of your weekend forecast and a look at the 10-day that features 60-degree warmth. That's coming up in just a bit.
Sounds good, John. Thanks. U.S. forces fired retaliation airstrikes at Iranian-backed targets in Iraq as well as Syria for the drone strikes, which killed 3 U.S. service members back on Sunday. CBS News has the latest.
The air assault targeted dozens of sites in Iraq and Syria. 2 B-1 bombers were among aircraft used, and U.S. Central Command reported more than 85 targets hit, including command and control centers, weapons depots, and drone storage facilities, all linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard and affiliated militia groups. The U.S. blames an Iran-backed militia called the Islamic Resistance in Iraq for an attack on a U.S. outpost in Jordan last Sunday, while an air defense system was offline to allow the safe return of a U.S. drone from a mission. An Iranian-made drone struck sleeping quarters, wounding 40 and killing 3.
I don't think the adversaries are of a one-and-done mindset, and so they have a lot of capability. I have a lot more.
Since the start of the Israel-Hamas war last October, U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria have been targeted at least 165 times. But the U.S. has avoided striking Iran directly, trying to prevent a larger war. In a statement Friday, Iran's president said, "We will not start a war, but if a cruel force wants to bully us, the Islamic Republic of Iran will give a strong response." The strikes were approved by President Biden and launched just a few hours after he attended the dignified transfer of the remains of those 3 U.S. soldiers. Staff Sergeant William Rivers and Sergeants Breonna Moffett and Kennedy Sanders all received promotions. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Toledo City Council now has 2 open seats since Councilwoman Katie Moline and Councilwoman Tiffany Whitman have taken new roles. So the city is accepting applications. City Council has 30 days to nominate replacements. Otherwise, Mayor Wade Kabzikavich can appoint them. The makeup of the current City Council is actually on this week's Leading Edge.
I think council is transitioning. We were older. Demographics are shifting rapidly. And I think pretty soon we're going to have some conflict between generations, and our council needs to get younger.
To be considered for City Council, you must have lived in Toledo for at least 1 year before the end of this month and be registered to vote in Toledo. Tune in to Leading Edge tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. to hear the full discussion. Today, 3 groups paired with local libraries to bring the story of Rosa Parks to kids here in Toledo. TARDA, NAACP, and the mayor held different readings at 4 different library branches where attendees got to learn about Rosa Parks and her involvement in the civil rights movement. The Mott Branch Library reading was held by a member of the NAACP who shared her thoughts about this event's goal.
To shed light and to continue being a young activist myself, to teach the young kids about Rosa Parks, so when they get older in high school and college, they can remember what she has done and look back.
Other readings were at the Sanger Branch, the Oregon Branch, and the Kent Branch Libraries. A Waterville retired fire chief passed away this week, and community members from across the greater Toledo and Grand Rapids area gathered this morning in his honor. Steve Parsons started his firefighting career in Grand Rapids more than 50 years ago and eventually became the Waterville fire chief. He then retired from his position about 11 years back. Family, friends, and the like say his years of service helped him influence many throughout the community, including his own family.
I was probably 10 years old, and probably about once a month I'd follow him around the fire station trying to learn what it was like to be a firefighter, because that's what I wanted to do one day, and if it weren't for him I wouldn't probably be in the fire service today.
Tune in to WTOL 11 at 11 as well as at 10 o'clock on Fox 36 to see just how much Parsons influenced the fire department.
Well, plenty of low-hanging pesky clouds today due to that east wind off the lake. You may have seen a similar sight to what we're noticing high atop downtown, those gray low clouds, light east breeze, and temperatures have been a little bit cooler near the lake and bay through the afternoon and evening. There is the chance that we do see a bit of patchy fog with the east wind persisting overnight. Low temperatures dip down to the upper 20s. It'll be a brisk and chilly feel. Clear visibility, not seeing any fog right now. If that does occur, it'll be closer to daybreak Sunday that we start to see a bit of that haze developing, and those arrows show you the wind direction coming in out of the northeast, a bit breezy in Bowling Green, and of course that wind bites a little bit more in areas like Oregon to the east of Toledo. That east wind continues through Tuesday, and that'll lead to some low clouds, at least in that direct vicinity along the lake shore. However, locations west and south could see a little more sunshine. Visibility will briefly drop down Sunday morning. It'll be gray and hazy looking. Into the afternoon, most areas clear out. Could be a little bit of low-hanging cloud cover directly adjacent to the Lake Erie shoreline. Turning sunny by your Sunday afternoon. I promise you a little bit of late day sun tomorrow. It is going to take some patience, especially in those areas closer to the lake shore. Winds will be out of the northeast at about 5 to 15 miles an hour for your Sunday. The hour-by-hour forecast does a really good job pinpointing that light fog and low-hanging cloud cover. That gray color shows you moisture coming in off of Lake Erie. That could briefly reduce visibility and also just make for a dreary appearance. As we head towards the afternoon, sunshine returns, especially west of Toledo. However, east of Toledo, there could still be a little bit of lingering cloud cover into your Sunday afternoon. That east breeze continues Monday. We'll call it partly sunny with highs near 40, and there will be a bit of a temperature difference. Those of you east of Toledo, going to be a little cooler, and west of Toledo a little milder. Tuesday is going to be our final day of the lake breeze before the winds shift and turn to the south-southwest, and what that'll do is it'll enable a nice warm up to 50 degrees by Wednesday. In fact, the latter half of the week is going to feature a major February warm up. How about some highs near 60 in February as we get our next chance for showers as well. It is going to be very warm ahead of our next cold front. I do anticipate we stay dry through Thursday afternoon. However, by Thursday night, some of those rain showers may start to envelop the area, and then into Friday we'll see additional rain chances. Temperatures will be very balmy on Friday, and behind that system, drying conditions on tap for next weekend. Several more days of the lake breeze. Wednesday is that transition day when we get up to 50 and the winds turn to the southwest. Thursday is going to be a mild, breezy day, and in fact we're going to hit 60 Friday with showers returning. We still stay mild next Saturday, but then by Sunday night into Monday we get a cooler storm system that'll bring us some chilly rain showers and perhaps even a few wet snowflakes mixing in there. Tatiana?
I definitely plan ahead. Thanks, John. February is National Cancer Prevention Month, and to learn just how important the Victory Center is to those with cancer as well as their families, our Laura Sandlin stopped by to learn more.
So if somebody's diagnosed with cancer, one of the best things for them to do after they have, gotten their diagnosis and they kind of know what their treatment plan is with their physician, it's to give the Victory Center a call, and we take it from there.
Diane Brandt is the executive director of the Victory Center. Here, she works with individuals to help them find relief during their time of need. She says everyone knows someone who has been impacted by cancer or is a survivor themselves.
For free, any survivor can come and they can meet with one of the counselors or even one of their family members. So if the spouse or the parent or child is having a hard time.
From massage therapy to counseling sessions, the Victory Center acts as a major benefit to the area.
This is Lori.
Lori Naus is a survivor and volunteer administrative assistant. She says she enjoys helping others.
Letting people know when they come in the door and they're very tearful. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to think. They don't know, how to even navigate things, and being able to reassure them.
Lori says the Victory Center has made a huge difference in not only her life, but the lives of others.
It helps them when they're going through things. Maybe their body's aching from treatments, or sometimes you need to talk to people about what's going on and not try to deal with it all yourself.
The biggest piece of advice she's received to help prevent her cancer from returning?
You want to try to eat healthy. Had many of us known in hindsight what we know now, we could have been doing a lot more.
Besides a clean diet, Lori says being positive has made a big change along with her support group. She says she looks forward to being able to continue to help others. Reporting in Toledo for WTOL 11, I'm Laura Sandlin.
This weekend out at Camp Miaconda, scouts are participating in the Snowballs Under the Lights winter weekend. So attendees got to join in various activities like sled racing, fire building, the BB range, and more.
You know, we're always sad that there's no snow because that's what winter is about, is snow. And so last year we had just a little bit of snow for the race. The rest of it was fine.
Well, obviously, as he said, folks are a little bit disappointed, but despite there not being any snow, all the scouts you can see still had a lot of fun. The Michigan Oddities and Horror Expo is back for its second year at the Expo Center in Monroe County Fairgrounds, filled with everything spooky this weekend. Our photojournalist Cheyenne Castura got a look at the displays and attendees who went all out for this event.
So today we're here at the Michigan Oddities and Horror Festival.
We got over 100 plus horror vendors here. The aisles are packed, everyone's having a good time. And then we also got Kane Hodder, who is Jason Voorhees from numerous Friday the 13th movies. And then right next to him we have ECW and WWE Hardcore Legend Sabu. So we got celebrities, we got pro wrestling that is going to be happening today, food trucks. It's a good, fun event for the family.
This is our first time here. We had heard good things about it and heard about the museum and everything, and so I figured, we'll check it out.
We were here last year. It was one of our best shows we've ever done. It's huge. It's a great excuse to really showcase our terrariums, which we don't get to do a whole lot of.
Definitely agree. Every year we're trying to aim to be crazier and more unique, so with that, our vendors are happy. The first year that we did this, most of them sold out. People are dressing up, and it's honestly some of the coolest things I've ever seen.
I love dressing as Jason because it makes me feel good when people ask me to get a photo with me. I want to be feel like I'm known as somebody, you know what I'm saying? They're super. I'm not getting paid for this. I just do this, to just put smiles on people's faces.
This is a homemade Mothman costume my wife made, and she likes cryptids, and here she is. I'd say that guy's costume is probably the most interesting thing I've seen so far. Just the elaborate costumes I'm always impressed with.
I think I related very closely to the community that was, this is a place where I was born and raised. I started filming, a couple horror short films here and there, and then I realized that the people that were attending these premieres for these 5-minute short films, it's a lot of people. And then I started looking around, and I'm like, wow, these are people just like me. They love horror stuff, but there's nothing around.
To bring this, like a different viewpoint of things, I think is very healthy for a community. I think that the negative stigma that goes along with like the horror, fan and, horror conventions and stuff, I think people are pleasantly surprised when they come.
It's great to see like a tiny community support that or be into it. Like you never know what people are into until something shows up.
Be prepared for the most unusual, the most weird and wicked and odd things that you've ever seen.
And you like things that might shock you or surprise you or are just extremely interesting.
Even a little bit strange or unusual, this is the spot. Like, it's amazing. It's like Halloween in February.
And then next year we're already planning things for next year. So people like this year, that's awesome. Wait till next year. We have a bunch of surprises that we can't wait to share.
Is cool.
Yeah. Well, I've never heard of Halloween in February. I've heard of Christmas in July, but
right?
Yeah, really gets you excited for the Halloween season. Are you a horror movie fan?
I am more of a jump scare kind of gal. Like my favorite movie is Saw, but other than that, I'm good on anything. Like Freddy Krueger, the fact that he can come at you in your dreams. I don't need any more like entertainment.
Not a fan of that. Yeah, I like the horror movies that aren't totally realistic. You want to make sure that there's a dividing line between, hey, this is real and this is make-believe.
Exactly.
And sometimes they blur those lines and it's like, ooh, a little too realistic for my taste.
But what's not fake is the fact that we do have some snow in our forecast.
Well, could see some snow showers by the tail end of the forecast, but overall it's going to be a very mild February weather pattern. The big story for the next couple days is just going to be that lake breeze with temperatures holding steady around 40 degrees. It'll generally be a little bit nicer weather-wise further away from the lake and a little bit cooler and ickier closer to the lake. Wednesday is when we really start to see that warm-up commence, 50-degree temperatures. Thursday will be well into the 50s, pushing 60 with near record warmth Friday, and then heading towards next weekend should stay fairly mild. Sunday into Monday would be that time frame we see a few snowflakes, but as of now, not concerned about any accumulation as it looks like we're going to be well above freezing.
I gave you a clap for the 60s because I know our Dan Cummins is going to be overjoyed excited about seeing 60s.
Yeah, we had a really nice start to February. You know, it was sunny and 50 degrees and almost felt like the first day of spring, but
No
just
complaints.
February.
But then, of course, you know, as it goes up, it's going to go back down and then likely just level out,
I'm
right?
sure we'll pay for it eventually, but
right.
enjoy it while it lasts.
Thank you so much, Don, and thank you for joining us here on WTOL 11 Plus. Be sure to check us out on Fox 36 and on WTOL 11. Have a great night.